screaming pain, hearing out in my brain, and I'm going straight ahead with this guy. Ooh, ah. He's back at it again with this woo nonsense. Oh, we are over 1,000 encounters. I haven't even noticed. Don't forget those 3 random rookie Ds. And a Caterpie and a Grubbin and a Flip Bug or 2. Doing like a shiny only all bug challenge where you have to catch a living dex of all the bug Pokemon in that game as soon as they become available to you in order to proceed. Sounds like something that would be really fun as someone who just really likes bug Pokemon. It'd probably be like pretty easy to do in Violet, right? So you get Tarantula and Spidops. And then you get Scatterbug and Vivillon. What else do you get? Because, like, in Scarlet and Violet, as soon as you get through, like, the opening cutscene, almost the whole map is, like, fully open to you. I guess that means you'd have to be able to get some as well. Arachnid isn't in the base game, so you don't need to worry about swimming, I guess. What other bug Pokemon are there? Volcarona in the desert. It's like a Professor Oak's challenge of specifically bug Pokemon. Just sounds like a fun idea. I like bug Pokemon, man. Bug Pokemon are so cool. I wish I needed one in this game. Technically, I do need Blipbug and Dottler. And I believe I do still need a Grubbin. Because I believe I have a shiny Charjabug and a shiny Volca, whatever the fuck it's called. God, I love that Pokemon, but I cannot remember its name. Honestly, doing the shiny only bug thing in this game would be sick. Because that gets you a lot of fun stuff. Gets you Caterpie, gets you Butterfly, gets you Orbeetle, who I adore, and that electric bug, who is also super cool. Bug Pokemon are just so neat. It's not fair. They're too cool. I wish they were better. Really, Mulu? We don't have a bug dragon yet, do we? Oh, maybe we do in like an Ultra Beast or something. I could see that being a thing. I think that was a Nickit that spawned in the back there. But I'm not sure. Alright, I don't think we're far enough away that it would have despawned. Let's get back over there. Yeah, there it is. Was indeed the Nickit. So we are starting this stream about 7 hours into the run with 1,000 encounters. My dream is to still find the shiny before we get Score Bunny or Cinderace. That is the dream. I have to find a way though. Where's she? What other Pokemon are in this? Volcarona's in here too, of course. That water bug that runs away, like the gastropod or whatever it's called. That's in here, right? I mean, it's definitely in the wild zone or whatever it's called. And this one has arachnid or aquarinid, the cool water spider. Oh, and Joltik. This game got like a lot of good bug Pokemon. Oh, Wooloo! Gotta get the Wooloo. For audio. The game still sounds like a little loud, which is weird. I'll turn it down a little more. There we go. It's a long day at work today, man. Had the full load, no breaks. Just class. Which, tuckers you out, for sure. I had a good dinner, though. I ate, like, 8 chicken thighs and a bit of rice. It's pretty alright. Could have had a bit more variety, but the only other thing they had in the staff kitchen was, like, gyoza, which, like, I don't mind the gyoza here, but they're not great. And, like, tempura shrimp, which, again, is, like, fine. I just don't care for it very much. I do like shrimp, but just, I don't know. The breading is a little meh. Oh, if that was a shiny Caterpie, I was gonna be very upset. I was gonna be quite miffed if that was a shiny Caterpie. Cause in no universe do I need another shiny Caterpie. There's a Nickit. We don't need a shiny Caterpie. I mean, if I get one, I get one. I actually got a shiny Scatterbug today in X. Right before my first class started. I was in the room with like an extra 10 minutes to spare, and I was already set up, and the kids hadn't come over yet. And I was like, well, what? Oh, I didn't even see that. I was like, well, I got a little bit of time. I'll whip out Pokemon X and try and get my monkey. Because I'm trying to get the Panpors and the Panseers and the Pansage or whatever it is. The elemental monkeys. But I ended up phasing into a shiny Scatterbug, which I did not need. I'm curious if that Scatterbug will become a different shiny pattern when it evolves than the one I already have from Scarlet and Violet. Like, I don't know if my 3DS is like considered in a different region or what have you. So I'm curious if it will be exactly the same as the shiny I already have or not. But yeah, I don't need it. I'm kind of interested in like keeping it if I do ever decide to do like some shiny only bug challenge. I could just transfer it from home at like level 2 or whatever what I caught it at. And just like skip over having to like grind for a shiny starter because I've already grinded for the shiny starter. Uh, I I I really like the idea of getting low level shiny, like interesting shiny Pokemon. And then just using them as starters for runs in other games, like using what? How did this live through a tackle? What? This is the tankiest sheep that's ever existed. What the fuck? I just like that idea. Because I've never played a game. Well, I have with Violet now, I guess, because I did the shiny only runs. But it doesn't feel the same because I spent, 8 hours one time and 17 hours another time playing the game to get the starter, you know? It doesn't feel the same as just starting the game, doing an intro cutscene. It's the second you get access to Pokemon Home on the save, loading into Pokemon Home and sending a shiny starter over and releasing your original starter. And using that shiny for the whole game and have it be like level appropriate. So it's like, level 3, level 4, whatever. And you play the game like with that starter. That just sounds fun. I could totally see myself doing that for a bug only shiny playthrough and using that scatterbug to save the 17-hour grind at the start of the campaign. All right. And the worst part is we're gonna have to keep Cinderace around forever, so I can use them to knock out the next shiny we hunt. In hindsight, I should have went with Grookey, so I wouldn't be vulnerable to the water Pokemon. We're gonna try and fish chain up at some point. I've never tried fish chaining in Sword and Shield, but I do love it, so I'm excited to try it. Oh, I just realized I can't see the timer for the stream, which is important because I use that for when we do our break to update the trackers. Man, we have like all three of the Pokemon we're hunting have the 3% boosted uh brilliant odds. And we've seen one so far. It's so frustrating. I sometimes wonder if that 33, like that 3%, if it was supposed to be 33%. Like, what if it was just like a mistake in the code where they meant to hit like 1/3, but instead they just hit 3? So instead of it being like 33% chance that all of them spawning would be brilliant, it's just 3%. Probably not, knowing the Pokemon Company and how much they dislike us. That's probably not the case. I found out that there was an event to get Zamazenta and Zacian shiny. I had no idea. And also there was like a PvP event, like a tournament. There were 3 tournaments, and if you signed up to the tournaments and played 3 games, you got the Galarian Birds shiny for free. I was like, what the fuck? What is this asinine way of delivering these shinies to us? Like, just make them obtainable so players can access them. It's so frustrating. To be like, oh, I was, in the middle of moving to Japan at that time and had not been actively playing Pokemon except like Sun and Moon and Heart, like Soul Silver. So like, I had no idea what was happening in current games, and to miss out on like 3 shinies is really shitty. Not me. Jesus, what is going on? How are these Wooloo surviving? I am losing my mind. We have like 21 levels on them. There should be no Wooloo that can survive this thing. God, that is insane. Alright. We get 20 more encounters. Well, or less if the Wooloo start surviving through flame kicks. Or flame charges, or whatever this move is called. And we gotta go to the Poké Center. Ooh, a Wooloo. Ah. Alright, well the level 4s aren't living through it. It's only been the level 6s so far. Which is still insane. Ooh. I love when I get the back-to-back sheep. That's some good eats. That is some premium encounters. And bird. Oh yeah. I got a shiny King Kong this week. That was super cool. That was a Pokemon I needed, and would have been a little bit hard to come by in most games. I mean, I always could like Masuda it, of course, but while I don't hate the Masuda method, it's very passive. It doesn't feel the same as other hunts. I'm glad it exists, for sure. I was thinking about making a team to try ranked in Scarlet and Violet, because apparently they're doing a new rule set where all the overpowered many of the overpowered Pokemon are banned. So no Raging Bolt, no Flutter Mane, no Legendaries, no Mythics. Uh, and I'm like, well, the problem is I just don't think like a competitive Pokemon player, because I've never had to do the math while playing Pokemon. I've always just played Pokemon. You know, I don't really like. I kind of understand what makes a good team, but like only in theory, like never in practice. Because I've never tried to make a good team ever. I just like using the Pokemon I like. And I do kind of dislike that ranked Pokemon is very much not, you know, anyone can win with the Pokemon they love. And like, yeah, I get it, but like, you know, the other competitive games I play aren't quite like that, right? Like, I play a lot of ranked Apex in my free time. Just because I enjoy playing Apex and playing it ranked just feels more fun. It feels more competitive. Uh, I like number go up, monkey brain number go up, number good. Uh, but like, it's this thing where the characters I like to play in Apex are definitely not always the best. Like, I don't have a okay. I try not to have a main when I play Apex, because I just like playing a bunch of different characters. Uh, but I really like playing Vantage. I really like Vantage. And I don't know if Vantage is a particularly meta choice. I think usually the more meta choices are like Bloodhound, Lifeline, Wraith, maybe Octane. I don't know. I don't. Here's the thing. I don't watch professional Apex because that is a very different game than ranked Apex. Which might be true of Pokemon. I don't know how different like VGC tournaments are to just ranked play on Scarlet and Violet. My only frame of reference for competitive Pokemon is like YouTube videos about VGC and like tournaments and special events. I don't know anything about like actually just grinding to master rank or whatever they call it. I've grinded the master rank in Apex. But like the pros play an entirely different game because they have a different goal in uh I believe in like like in competitive like tournament level Apex. Um the goal isn't to farm up as much ranked points as possible, right? You don't need ranked points, you're in the tournament. Um your goal is to just secure the absolute best position you can and win, right? And sometimes uh, that means just not engaging or taking plays that are risky, right? Where sometimes you're playing ranked and there's like a team fighting nearby, and you're like, yeah, maybe we're kind of at a position for this third party, but at the same time, like, if we can get even one kill, that would get our rank points up for this match, so we're in the positive and we're not going to risk losing anything. It's just a whole different kind of beast, I feel. Especially like with money on the line and whatnot, right? Like people's livelihoods. You can't really expect them to play the same as people who are just playing for fun or for the challenge, I guess. I don't know. I've been tempted to build a Pokemon team for uh, this Regulation H thing they've got going on. But again, because I've never built like a competitive Pokemon team before, I assume it is just terrible and would be like several hours worth of wasted energy. Like getting the Pokemon with the right IVs I want. Uh, Also making sure I have them shiny because, you know, it's me. Then getting all their EVs the way I want them. And their natures and everything else all minted up. It's just one of those things where I'm like, this would be a lot of work for something I don't know if I would enjoy. It is kind of fun to theory craft. Like, I did spend a bit of time today just writing out my ideas for the team, which is like probably very bad, but it's like Wash Rotom, uh, Trick Room, Espartha, with a Sableye running just the most obnoxious build I could think of, which is like Choice Specs Trick, uh, Choice Specs Trick. What was the other one? It's like Choice Specs Trick, uh, Will-O-Wisp. I don't think it could learn Wide Guard, or I would have given it Wide Guard. Foul Play? The thing that does bonus damage if his attack is low? Yeah, Foul Play. And Protect. Just an annoying little bastard. Ooh, Brilliant Wooloo. Fair enough. Because I love Sableye. And again, this is me like, I'm gonna build a competitive team, but I'm only gonna use Pokemon I really like. So it's like, and to be fair, I already kind of broke the rule with Rotom. When Rotom was first introduced, I really liked Rotom. Now that Rotom seemingly powers every electronic device in the Pokeverse, and he is no longer like a cool, like pseudo legendary thing that you had to hunt down and find, and he was like a really unique thing. It's significantly less cool for me now. Rotom being the answer to all of Pokemon's how do we make electricity work, and like networks and stuff in universe. We'll just say it's all in like possessed by a literal ghost. I'm like, that's taking Ghost in the Machine a little literally, Game Freak, Pokemon Company, and I just didn't care for that. It kind of made Rotom less special. Like look at this fucking guy. Look at him. He's cute, sure, but like we had PCs before. They just ran off electricity, like how we have electricity, right? Like I don't. It didn't need to be possessed by a literal ghost in the machine for us to just go, yep, there's a computer where I put all the digital data that are my Pokemon when they get reduced to digital storage and thrown in a Pokeball, which I guess is just a round micro SD card that we upload Pokemon to. Jesus, all of them were Squovits, eh? Every single spawn. And not one of them brilliant. I don't know. It just kind of ruins it for me a little. So he kind of fell off from being a Pokemon I thought was really cool to one I didn't super love. So I'm already kind of breaking the team rule of just like Pokemon I like. I still like Rotom. He used to be like an all-star and now he's just meh. So I was bringing Wash Rotom, Espartha with Trick Room, Sableye for support and disruption, Titan for sweeping, Talonflame because I love Talonflame, and also I just wanted more offense. And then we were also looking at bringing in a Gallade for Wide Guard. So how many is that? Talonflame, Titan, Gallade, Rotom, Espartha, Sableye. That's 6. That was the team. So I was going to be running like a relatively very slow Titan and Gallade and Sableye for the Espartha Trick Room was the plan. And when I needed to just, be fast outside of the Trick Room, Talonflame and Rotom could just, exist outside of the Trick Room as needed. And that got us an electric water type, which is good. We got a fire flying type, which is good. We got an ice type, which is, eh. Then we got the Ghost Dark type Sableye, who's great defensively in terms of just typing. Ghost Dark is pretty cool. And then we have Esparta, who I believe is just pure Psychic. Yeah. And then we have Gallade with like Psychic fighting. A lot of Psychic on the team. In hindsight. But I mean, I assume there's a lot of Urshifu. Well, I don't think there will be in Regulation H. I imagine he's banned. But I don't know if Ursaluna's banned. And having some ghosts might be good against Ursaluna. Fucking Blood Moon Ursaluna. I do like that people are just trading like any shiny you want on the GTS for Blood Moon Ursalunas. But of course, it's the GTS, so it's probably all hacked garbage. Or at least a lot of it is. And seeing as how you got like only one Ursaluna per save file, and you gotta go through the whole story and the DLC to get it. I don't see myself just throwing away an Blood Moon Ursaluna, at least not until I get a second. Which I mean, I can do. I do have. I am doing the Violet DLC right now, but I haven't really been making an effort to fill the Kitakami Pokedex to trigger that event because it's shiny locked, and the whole point that that's a shiny only run stuff. I could go catch it. I just don't really care. You get one copy per game, or like per file though, right? Like if I finish my Violet playthrough and delete the save file and start over again, I'd be able to get a second Blood Moon Ursaluna, right? Because I mean, I still have the DLC I've paid for, but I'm on a new save. At least that's good. You don't have to buy a new copy of the game every time you want to get another one of the bears. A Brilliant Squovit, highest odds, 1 in 500. Ah, that was super exciting. Get out of here. Come on, despawn, guys. Nada. Not a damn thing. Ooh, Brilliant Squovit. Come on. Wow. You know, if one was spawning every minute, that's not that bad. If we could get one Brilliant Squovit per minute, I think we'd hit our shiny like relatively quick with like 1 in 500 odds. 600 minutes? That's 10 hours? Oh, never mind. 500 minutes to hit odds on it? Nah. We've already put in a ton of time. What you mean? You think we'd be due? That's not how Pokemon's is. What's going on? It is way past my bedtime. I hate that I'm so tired that it's like, oh, I just want to stay up and stream for another brilliant Squovit? That's literally been like 1 a minute. Okay. 3 in a row is pretty cool. I'm into it. Like, if we can keep getting brilliant Squovits every minute, we will get the shiny. I'm confident. Like, the shiny would come quickly. We would hit that magic frame and get my boy. Now, I wonder if it's the frame where the shiny spawns, or it's the frame where we touch it that determines whether or not it's the shiny. I don't know how Sword and Shield works. Like, I don't know how the RNG works. Like, I don't know if when the Pokemon spawn in the overworld, if the game has already determined if they're a shiny or not. Or if it doesn't do that calculation until you actually get into the combat with it. I imagine it's doing the calculation before combat starts. That's my instinct, anyways. All right, we gotta switch off Flame Tackle after this fight. We'll put on like Tackle. It's got the highest PP. It'll let us go the longest without having to switch out again. Hold up, sheep. There's plenty of me to go around. There we go. At least it can KO that will do. That's good at least. Where did my model go? There I am. Leaned over to clean my eye and guess the camera took exception to that. Printing up the next Christmas present for one of my coworkers. She apparently is into axolotls. And I found a cute little articulated axolotl toy that the tail wiggles around and it just prints in position. Like, so when I pop it off the plate, it'll wiggle around immediately and there's no construction other than, I believe, sticking the head's ball joint into the body. It's probably only going to take about 15 hours to print, which isn't that bad. The last gift took 19 hours, and the one before that took like a week. That's all my printer did for a week was make that guy's birthday or Christmas present. And now I gotta glue it together because that is in a lot of pieces. And the pictures that came with the file do not make it super clear how to build it. I'm just kind of sticking stuff together to see what looks right and also fits. But I'm also out of like my Gorilla Glue, which I actually need to buy. Cause I'm out. probably too late in the day to get it tomorrow. Was that a brilliant Squovit down there? I don't think it was. Is it still there? No, just normal Squovits. Yeah, it won't get here until Tuesday now. Right, another Squovit. Wooloo! Man, Gorilla Glue, like, ain't super cheap. Oh, saw Wooloo. With how much of it I go through with these 3D prints. I'll just hit buy now. No, it's not even scheduled delivery on Tuesday, so that means it'll fucking show up Wednesday. You can't trust the post to get it here the day of unless you can select like a time of day for the delivery, I find. All right. Let's keep going. We'll see how I'm feeling in the hour mark here in 18 minutes. Because I am sleepy. And if there's no one to actively talk to, it's going to be harder and harder to stay awake. That's my superpower. As long as I'm able to like actively be engaged with a conversation with 1 to 2 people, I can usually stay awake forever. But the second my brain is like, oh, there is the void of silence, we will pass out now. Doesn't help being like, knackered from work. I am off tomorrow though, so I could do like an early morning stream if I go to bed. Wake up, grab a shower, do some stuff, grab breakfast at like 7:30. Hop on for a stream until noon. Go do some painting and until like 5. Do some board games in the afternoon, do a board game, and then hopefully record an episode of the Mite Mite No podcast. Fingers crossed. A part of me thinks I've uploaded all of the recordings we had, but I'm not sure anymore. It's been a while. Me being in Japan has not made this project easy, that's for sure. Ooh, some more Wooloo, let's knock it out. To be fair, Rudy's been like, busy with their own stream and watching stuff that isn't One Piece. So also just like school and or work, right? Like that's how it is. I'm kind of legitimately impressed we've made it as far as we have. Most of my group projects fail by this point completely. So the fact that we're still like making an effort is pretty cool, you know? Group projects are hard, man. The second you have to rely on other people to get shit done, it's suboptimal to say the least. I don't know how anything gets done in business. I think it's crazy. People just don't do shit. I don't know how shit gets done. Always blows my mind. Fuck, Rookie D's, get out of here. There we go. There's a Nicket. There's something worth running into. Finally. I look so small on the screen right now. I'm leaned back a little bit to try and get some of the fan on me. It has been super hot. Oh my god. We are back up to summer weather. It was like 30 degrees today and yesterday and the day before. I've been losing my fucking mind. I'm like, it is September like 8th. Shut the fuck up with this shit. But it'll probably be this way till fucking October, knowing this place. And then it'll plummet down to like 18, and everyone will be freezing because it went from 30 to 18 overnight. And to be fair, it feels cold when it gets down that low because you just lived through 5.5, 6 months of like consistently 30-degree heat with like 90% humidity. So the second it gets a little cool, your body's like, oh my god, we're gonna die. That's been like one of the most annoying things as like a northerner from North America living in Japan. Has been my body acclimating to the long hot summer to the point where like a very mild winter feels a little cold, and I'm like, nah, man, you gotta knock this shit out. you gotta quit it out, because one day we're probably gonna end up back in Canada at some point, and it's gonna be minus 20, it's gonna be minus 30, it's gonna be minus 50, and you're gonna have to deal with it again. It's wild. God, we are getting so many squovet. Ooh, sheep. Ooh, lamb chops. Let's go. Got my second win now. I'm all leaned forward. Baby, I'm in this. Give me that beautiful black sheep. Oh. It's fine. Our Squovid encounters are gonna stay low because I'm trying to focus on Nickets and Wooloos until we max out their shiny odds. Then if we have not gotten our shiny by the time Nickets and Wooloos are at 500 each, I will be running into each one of them that we run into, brilliant or otherwise. Just because I think that is the fastest way to get the shiny. With how hard brilliants are to spawn in with any consistency. Especially where, again, I'm pretty sure at this point we have maxed the brilliant odds for all 3 of the Pokemon we are currently hunting. I don't believe it can get any better for brilliant odds. Jesus, look at all the fucking birds. There we go. I am hoping we get our shiny long before I hit the 1500 encounters minimum. for Wooloo's and it gets to also be up in the 500s. But, you know, could happen. But I think at that point you just want to encounter as many as possible, just for regular shiny odds, because it's only like 1 in 4,000, right? So we'd almost be halfway there at 1,500. You think you'd run out of Pokemon eventually? Like, you think taking out like 600 squirrels would be like such a huge dent to the local squirrel population that they couldn't recover? But I guess not. Alright, Squirrel. At least the Squovits run away, so you can like despawn them easily without a fight. Which isn't that bad. When it works. When it works. When it works. It does not always work. Man, I really like the look of this this filament my printer is using. I'm using one I ordered like a while ago, like when I first got the printer, and it's like a matte finish clay. It looks really good. It's got a good feel to it. But like it looks I mean it looks a little bit like clay. It makes me think that the matte finish marble PLA that is it Sunlu or Isan has is probably really cool for making like busts that you're not intending to paint and you just want like to print like marble looking busts. Like making clay busts or clay stuff out of this, like with the aesthetic, but it's plastic, is really cool. I think that's a neat thing. Oh, I got a message. Oh boy, right. Let me read what it says. Oh, those look great. I will have to look at that. It is art for the second volume of my light novel that I've been writing. Well, I mean, the second volume is not finished, but the first draft is finished. But I am currently writing the first draft of the third volume. I'm trying to get 3 volumes of the light novel written and ready, and hopefully edited by someone who isn't just me. Because I'm really bad at wearing the editor hat. That hat does not fit my head. I'm very bad at editing my own work, especially. I'm not as bad at editing. Oh my Jesus! How the fuck did you even spawn? Get out of here! I'm not as bad as editing like other people's work, but my own, nah, man. I can't do it. My brain, my brain will remember typing the sentence, and it will remember the sentence it wanted to type. And whether or not that was the sentence that made it to the paper is irrelevant of that fact. And I just won't notice a mistake, which is like, you know, a big problem if you're editing a story. But when I've been reaching out to editors for the story, I've been asking more for like narrative feedback. You know, I'm trying to secure the fact whether or not the story I have is good and fun to read. Right? Like That's the thing I'm more concerned with than just little bits of grammar here and there. Though one of the people who has read over the first volume also did that. And so far, the three-ish people who've read over the first volume, like the draft I've done together of the first book, have liked it. To the point where they asked if they could share it with like family and whatnot. I had one friend who read the volume and was like, "Oh, can I show this to my daughter? I think she'd really like it." I was like, "Yeah, hell yeah! Please let me know if she really liked it, because that would be a huge boost to my confidence." Uh, they seem to be liking it, but like again, these are people who know me personally, and they're not like in the industry, as it were. So it's dubious to trust whether or not the opinions they are giving me are wholly their own, unclouded by the bias of not wanting to hurt my feelings. Though, like, admittedly, like, she had read the first volume. And I mean, sitting down and reading, like, 45,000 words is, like, a lot. It's a tall ask for an adult who is, like, a single parent working a full-time job to actually be able to sit down and read 45,000 words. Like, already makes me feel like she genuinely really liked it, which is again, a huge boost to the confidence. I don't know if her daughter ever did actually get around to reading it. I have sent her volume 2, but she hasn't been in a position where she can read it, because life got harder than it was when volume 1 was sent to her. My goal right now, and I have this stupid idea, like all my ideas. I want to get volumes 1, 2, and 3 finished. I want to get their covers made. I still need to get the title like logoed up and put onto the covers. Like some graphic design work for the actual logo of the story. And also figure out how I'm going to do the spines and the backs. Which, you know, I'll figure that out as stuff happens. But I really want to print out copies, like get a printer, like get a printing company, print out and bind, you know, a fair number of copies. I don't want to break the bank, but I know those things tend to be cheaper the more money you pour into them, which is one of those things I hate. You know, it's like a buy in bulk thing. I'm thinking, you know, like 50, 75 volumes of each book. Skim a few off the top for myself. Maybe one for me of each of the books, one of each of the books for like a relative, and then one of each of the books for the 2 people who've been helping me like proofread and edit. So that's like 12 copies for myself. Hello. At least that's the plan. And then I want to take those books to a fucking like actual like Dojin festival here, like a convention. That'd be super cool. Try and sell them. Oh, a Nicket. Oh, I just saw one spawn behind us too. I don't think either was brilliant though, so we're okay. Probably. We're probably okay. All right, we're almost an hour in, so we're gonna be updating the tracker here soon with the updated Wooloo and Nick accounts. I'm trying to think how many we've actually done in the last hour. There's been a few minutes of just running around with like endless Squovits and Rickadees. I think Squovits is going to go up by like 4. I think we did like 3 brilliant Squovits in the last hour, plus 1 random one that I ran into. I'm hoping the Wooloos are going to be up to like 360, and Nickets will be at like 240. Might be close though. Oh, really? That would be cool. I do know there is a like on Route 2, there is a there are more Nickets. I'm pretty sure. But when I was on Route 2, it was only Squovits, Nickets, and Yampers. And there was no Wooloos. And I'm like, well, I really want the chance of getting a shiny Wooloo. So I'm gonna go to Route 1. I'm just gonna grind in Route 1, I guess, and scratch Yamper off the list. Nicket would be sick though, man. Nicket's shiny is so good. All three of these shinies are really good. I am a big fan of all three of these shinies. Nicket and Wooloo more than Squirvet though, definitely. And that's partially because I find Greedent's shiny to be very meh. Oh, a brilliant Nicket. Okay, come on. Ah, damn it. I know it's not even the full odds. It was probably like 1 in like 1,000 or something. But damn it, I gotta like it. Rickety has an amazing shiny. The shinies in Sword and Shield, at least in the first part of Sword and Shield, are really good. I don't know about Yamper because I don't know what it looks like. But I already have like a full Rickety shiny line in my shiny living decks. So I'm not super I'm not super interested in hunting for another where I don't have Wooloo, Nicket, or Greedent. Like I don't have any of those lines in my shiny national decks yet. Because most of my shiny hunting has not been in Sword and Shield. And what I've done in Sword and Shield has mostly been like Masuda Method breeding, which I've used for harder to get shinies. Alright, we're gonna quickly check the Pokedex, and I'm gonna update our numbers, because again, I don't have it automatically set up to update. I gotta do it myself. Nickets. We are up to 235. We encountered 21 Nickets in the last hour. It's not that bad. You don't have a single shiny? Well, I mean, I'm up to the shiny living dex is up to like I think we're at like 620, 615 right now. Nicket. Oh, right. This is only gonna show me the recommended ones if I click it there. My bad. We're getting there. Squovit. Oh wow, 26. Oh wow, I fought more Squovits than I thought. Wooloo 398. Wow, we got way more sheep than I thought. Oh, that's sick. All right, that's awesome. Oh man, that is super cool. That is spicy. All right, all right. Now I'm fired up. Let's get going. Uh, I don't think I have many shinies that I've gotten in Sword and Shield that haven't been through like the Masuda method. But I do have like what is my favorite best shiny hunt methods? Well, the best is probably like sandwiches. Like in Scarlet and Violet has made shiny hunting kind of weirdly easy with mass outbreaks and sandwiches. If there's a Pokemon you really want shiny and you can find an outbreak for it in Scarlet and Violet, like you're pretty guaranteed to get the shiny within like 1 or 2 hours. If you're not lucky, like typically, very rarely have I ever had a shiny happen in like Scarlet and Violet where like it just doesn't happen unless you get to it late at night. But I do really like um oh shit. It's a blip bug. Get out of here, buddy. I do kind of like this one in Sword and Shield, like the numbered battle method. I just wish it was a little bit different. I wish like Brilliance had a slightly better chance to spawn, and that's it. Like if they also like if they made the Brilliance go above 3%, I think this method would easily be my favorite because it you're playing the game, and I don't have a shiny charm, right? I don't have to do the end game. I can just play the game and hunt shinies, and I can just pick a Pokemon and do it. And I think that's super cool. Has it ever paid out for me? Uh, very, very rarely. I believe I did get a shiny Tyrogue this way, uh, but we had streamed a lot of that before, and it took a while. Um, Many of the shiny methods I like aren't really things we can do that much anymore. I really like fish chaining in X and Y. That's something I really like doing. I like using the horde method in X and Y also, like with a sweet scent. Um, while you have the shiny charm, I got a bunch of cool shinies that way in my X, which was super fun. Now, admittedly, those things work best if you have the shiny charm, which in X was a nightmare to get. it was not a particularly easy thing to do in X. Uh, I like the catch combo stuff in Let's Go Pikachu as well. I don't as easy as it is to get shinies in Arceus. I don't love the outbreaks in that. I don't know. I have a very mixed opinion on Arceus, where it's like this was a cool thing that they tried, and I've gotten a lot of cool shiny Pokemon out of it. But yeah. So I think my favorite is probably this one with the number battled method, and I think the best one is probably just sandwiches. Oh, that's sick. Yeah, I had a friend of mine had a similar experience. A friend of mine back home, because I do not live near my home. He we both got ours opening day, and he in the opening cutscene, before jumping down to Maridon or Coridon. I don't remember what version of the game he was playing. Um, there was a red tarantula in like the little lighthouse spot, which was sick. Um, my first shiny ever was in an emulator, and I knocked it out. The first shiny I caught was uh, the first shiny I caught on my own, I believe, was an Electrode. Now that I think about it, I think it was an Electrode in Pokemon X, in a friend safari. Now, friend safaris, that's a shiny hunting method I like. Unfortunately, now that they've killed the 3DS's like online capabilities, I don't know if you can still use the friend safari. Like, I don't know if you can add new friends on the 3DS anymore. I guess that's not tied to the store, right? Or did they cancel all online capabilities of the 3DS? I don't know how that works. Friend Safari in X and Y was super fun. I've gotten a bunch of shinies that way. I think my first was an Electrode, which was super fun. I did not get a shiny in Scarlet until I had almost finished the Pokedex. Uh, yeah, Electrode is sick. I actually did a glass painting of that Electrode and a little pop-out storybook of that Electrode at my job, because that's just kind of shit I have to do at my job. And even though I'm no artist, I'm really proud because like Electrode isn't a hard Pokemon to draw, but shiny Electrode looks really cool. Um, I had a few other shinies, but I don't remember if they were shinies I found and caught. I had a really good friend who was really into chaining the like Poke Finder or whatever it was called in X and Y. Like the thing where you could chain, and if you build up a big enough chain, you get a shiny, guaranteed. She fucking loved that thing, and she would just get spare shinies and like give them to me because she didn't want them. She just liked doing the chain, and eventually you get a shiny, and then she would just like put it in a box and never do anything with it. And a friend did breed me a shiny Haxorus for my birthday once because they knew I really liked Haxorus, and I do. I really like Haxorus, and that is a kick-ass shiny. So I was super super happy that they did that for me. But yeah. Oh, you can do it. The Kitakami stuff didn't take too bad. At least when I did it on Scarlet. I don't know if I'm gonna do it on the current like shiny only thing. Yeah, there is a guaranteed shiny Haxorus, I believe, in like Black and White 2, I think. I've never gotten that, but I believe there is one, yeah. Uh, but they hatched one for me because I like eggs. I like getting hatched Pokemon that are shiny because then they're level 1, and that just makes things special for me. I like low level Pokemon that you can grow. So that was a super cool gift. I was super into that. That was awesome. Yeah, I think my first shiny. Oh! Get back here! All right, my first shiny in Scarlet was a Tropius. Now that I think about it, let me turn off my red eye. There we go. I was just about to finish the Pokedex in base Scarlet. Um, I had just invited like 2 friends into my game so we could all trade Palafins or trade Finizons to get Palafins together. And we went to a place where we could easily just catch some Palafins. And I stumbled into a Tropius that was just right next to us all, and it was shiny, and none of us noticed. The yellow aura. All right, so in Pokemon Sword and Shield, Pokemon have a 1% chance to be brilliant. Uh, Brilliant Pokemon have higher IVs, I believe. I believe. I'm not positive. They are just a little bit stronger than other wild Pokemon. But uh, if you have knocked out many of that Pokemon, they will also have a boosted shiny chance, which caps at 500. When you've knocked out 500 of the same Pokemon, the Brilliants have like a 1 in 580 chance to be shiny, which is like crazy good shiny odds for not having a shiny Chime. Was that my last PP for that move? I think it might have been. Let me check. I wasn't really paying attention. As you do when you play this game for shiny hunting. No, all right, I got 6 more. All right. And yeah, so that's what the Brilliant is. I believe they have better IVs. And because I have knocked out so many of them, they will have much better shiny odds. Also, when you knock them out and build this like numbered battle, I believe it caps at 200. But at 200, it increases the odds of that Pokemon being brilliant when it spawns in from 1% to 3%. So, every Wooloo, Squovit, and Nickit that spawns has a 3% to be brilliant, and those 3% that do spawn brilliant have a boosted shiny chance. Earlier, we got 3 brilliant Squovit in about 3 minutes. I think we got 2 brilliant Wooloo and 1 brilliant Rookidee in the last hour. So you know, it's not the best. I believe you can do chain fishing in this, and the more fish you chain also greatly boosts the brilliant odds, which means you're able to fish up shinies a bit better. I've never tried it in this game. I am definitely going to try it once we get a fishing rod, because I love fishing, and there are some water Pokemon in this game that I have not gotten shiny yet because they are impossible to see in Scarlet and Violet. Like Aracuda, or whatever the hell that Pokemon is called. Like, I can never see in the water if that thing is a shiny. I've done a few outbreaks of them. I've definitely walked by like 3 of those shinies in Scarlet and Violet, with just how much time I've put in Scarlet and Violet, and just not seen them. So, that's a shiny I definitely want to hunt in this. No. So Rookidee, I'm just not going for Rookidee. I'm actively trying to avoid getting knockouts on Rookidees. That's all. Because I already have the full shiny line. in my home decks, I'm just like, I'm just trying not to get that one shiny. Yeah, that's all. I'm just, every Rickety that spawns is a pain in my ass because I don't want it. It's a beautiful shiny, and it's a cool Pokemon, but I don't want it. That's why. Uh, in this route, these are the 3 Pokemon we're going for, so that's why I'm keeping track of them and updating the tracker every hour and when I end the stream. We are currently on hour 8? Hour 9, I think. I mean, we can check. We are on hour 10. Never mind. We are on hour 10 of this shiny hunt, which is okay. Oh, brilliant, brilliant. Get back here. Do not run away. Ah, fuck. I can't help but get excited when I see that little aura. I'm like, ooh, boosted shiny odds. Get back here. When I did the Violet shiny only stream 2 Christmases ago, it took us 16 hours and 59 minutes to get our shiny. So we haven't crossed that threshold yet. So as long as we catch our shiny before that, I think we're fine. Now, to be fair, my second shiny only Violet playthrough, we got our shiny in like 7 hours. So I was super spoiled on that one. I gotta finish that run though. I have to play through all of the Kami DLC and then go to the Blueberry Academy DLC and catch a whole nother shiny team. Because I've decided I was doing the DLCs. Thanks, Donut. Have a good time. Thanks for coming by. No worries. I also hope I find that shiny. See ya. Alright. Let's take out this Wooloo. We're gonna have to do another Poké Center around here soon. Oh man, it's already past midnight. Heckin' late, my boys. I wonder if I should turn my alarm off tonight. The problem is that, oh, fucking Brilliant Rickety, are you serious? I keep getting these 1% Brilliant Ricketies, man. Come on. What are you doing? Get out of here. That luck should have been one of the other Pokemon that have way better odds of that happening. I think my problem with turning my alarm off is that I will still just wake up when my alarm is supposed to go off. I'm super conditioned from years of getting up at like 5:30 in the morning. Just fucks you up, you know? You do it enough, it just becomes what your body does. Regrettably. Ooh. I was gonna say, I saw that white. I saw the white of wool spawn in behind me. Wow, we're already at 10 hours. It's kind of flown by, if I'm being honest. Streaming again kind of surprised me. It's just like a thing I could easily do. It's still not optimal because the seat I'm on is terrible, and my laptop setup is awful. It is just on a chair, on a box for a razor, like a hair trimmer, with the mouse under the laptop. So it's super hard to use because I keep hitting the bottom of the laptop with my hand. I really gotta get like a new thing to sit on, but like I cannot afford new furniture, nor do I want to make that investment even if I had the money right now. Not that I do. I have 5 pings? What are these from? Okay, they're all custom magic. They must be new cards. The music in this game's a bop. I really don't care for the music in Scarlet and Violet for the terrestrialization. That music always makes me feel a little uncomfortable, and I don't know why. I don't know if I like the Dynamax music any better. I think they might both be music that I don't like. But I know I don't like the Scarlet and Violet one more. I miss old Pokemon. They should just release like a brand new Pokemon game, but make it look exactly like Ruby and wow, make it look exactly like Ruby and Sapphire, but make it the size of Scarlet and Violet. Fuck yes, let's go. That's what we want. Men only want one thing, and it's fucking disgusting. Saw Wooloo spawn in. I catch that one frame of white at the corner of my eye. I'm coming for you. That's all it takes. Just a little bit of white corner of the screen, and I'm coming. I'm coming for you. Let's see what spawns in to replace it. Oh, Squirtle. I'm not even that sad that it's a Squirtle. It's just like, if a Squirtle is gonna spawn, I really want it to be brilliant. That gets the blood pumping. It did get my blood pumping. Thank you, game. Why can't you do that with like 1/3 of the Squirtle that spawn? I'm not even asking for all of them, or half of them. 1/3. 1 in 3. Give them that little aura. If even 1 in 3 of them have that 500 chance to be shiny, I'd be like pretty content. I don't know, that might be too much excitement though. My heart might give a... Ooh, a Nickit? We might wrap up at the half-hour mark here, so I can go to sleep, get up, have breakfast, and do a stream in the morning, or play some Apex, or stream some Apex. I don't know. Now that I've said that, the thought of having to move the HDMI down to the Elgato is a pisser. I need to get a setup where the Elgato is going into my HDMI splitter. I wonder if I can plug my HDMI splitter into my Elgato and have the Elgato be the only thing going into the TV, and I just have 3 systems going into the Elgato. That's how that would work though, right? Because it's just an HDMI splitter. Right? Hold up. Where's my phone? This sounds like a brilliant idea I just had. Can you set up a HDMI splitter to an Elgato? Because that would be like super cool. Ah, Rickety, there was a Nickit there. Get out of my way. I should try that. I might try that tomorrow. Because if I can hook my PlayStation and my Switch up to the Elgato at the same time, uh, that'd be pretty sick. I don't think I would want to hook up my Xbox though, since that's mostly just for watching movies. Uh, and if I set it up to a brilliant Nicket. Wow, damn. That's like a lot of brilliance in like a very short amount of time though. That's pretty sick. We got like 3 brilliant Squilbits and a brilliant Nicket like pretty close to each other. Damn. That's sick though. Because like I would be a lot more tempted to stream stuff like Apex if it didn't mean having to fiddle around with chords. Because fiddling around with chords is just so much, man. I got a lot in my life. To be spending energy fiddling around with chords is a lot. It's a big ask. It's a small thing, but when your life is a lot of big things that are compounding, even the small things start to really suck, you know? Which isn't fair for the small things, but that's just how life be sometimes. I'm wondering if this game has like a combo system, like Let's Go Pikachu, where if you like in Let's Go Pikachu, if you catch 12 of the same Pokemon, it boosts the spawn rate for that Pokemon. Because like yeah, Nickit has the lowest spawn rate here, but like sometimes you start knocking out one Nickit, and then another spawns, and then another spawns, and then just it keeps chaining. It feels like, at least for a little while. All right, well, I guess I'll shut up. Fine, prove me wrong, game. I thought you were cool. I see now that you were not. It was merely my dreams. Heaven forbid. Heaven forbid we have something fucking nice, man. Alright. We're almost at a PP. It's almost been an hour and a half. Also. And it is about 12:30 at night. And by that I mean 12:30 in the morning. We'll try to burn out the last bit of my PP here before we go back to the Poké Center. I'm not knocking this Caterpie out though. Trying to avoid these damn random encounters with Pokemon that only spawn inside of them. Ooh, a Nickit. It's so cute. It's not like Wooloo cute, but it's pretty cute. Like, I would not kick it into bed for eating crackers, you know? Ah. Oh, we're on our last PP. Alright, this is the last one. When we get to the Poké Center and heal up, it'll be almost exactly an hour and a half into the stream. It's a good time to wrap it up. Which means we're definitely over 400 on the Wooloo count also. I will do a final tally of what we got in the last half hour. Which like won't be a ton because it was only half an hour, of course, but it's good to keep accurate figures. That way our numbers won't seem crazy during tomorrow's stream where we do our first check-in and it feels like we did more than an hour's worth of Pokemon because we did. Alright, we're at Wooloo. 425, I mean that's still pretty good. 425. Nickets 250. I mean, it was only 15 Nickets, but man, halfway. We are officially halfway there with the Nickets, which is pretty sick. And Wooloo, I mean, in the next hour, we'll probably finish off the Wooloos and get their odds maxed. All right, that's pretty cool. I am going to sign off though, as it is 12:30 in the morning. Have a good night. Oh, you're back. I was just about to go to bed. It's 12:30 in the morning. Yeah. But thanks for coming back. We're very close, halfway there with Nickit. And Wooloo, like when I think I'm gonna yeah, it's 4:30. 4:30. Yeah, it's 12:30 in the morning for me out in Japan on land. So I'm gonna go to bed. I might be streaming again, but it'll probably be in like 8 or 9 hours after I get some sleep and get some breakfast. But fingers crossed we get our starter then. Thanks for coming by, Donut. Have a good night. Or have a good rest of your evening. Play well. Goodbye.